The Labor Department reported consumer prices rose 2.3% last month compared to a year ago. That's down a tiny amount from March. However, prices increased on a monthly basis, going up 0.2% from March to April. Grocery prices dipped 0.4% from March to last March. I don't know what any of that means, Terry.
Yeah. Hi, Terry.
It looks like the market went really far down, came back up. We're all even. Tell us what we should be worried about.
You can still worry about inflation. Prices are up, not as much. It was sort of good news year over year. But, you know, the Fed's still worried about inflation. They're not cutting interest rates. They're waiting to see what happens. I mean, don't forget, we still have tariffs, 30% tariffs. And those little packages that we used to get that escape tariffs, they still have the $100 tariff on them. So at the lower end, the kind of cheap stuff that helps budgets of working people, that stuff is still going to be more expensive. So I think we stay tuned for more inflation.
And I would imagine these financial reports do not have baked into them the things that have happened in the last 6 weeks.
It's recent, but it's not what's coming because everybody was trying to sell stuff off the shelves. People were trying to stock up. It's great that we didn't have high inflation in anticipation of higher prices, but we're still going to have higher prices on stuff, just not 100% or absolutely no things imported. You know.
Can I ask you a question about? We talk about this trade war, and it's not fair, and believe me, as you know, I don't know anything about this stuff. But if Americans want to buy cheap Chinese-made stuff, nobody's putting a gun to their head, right? If they want it, why don't we just? What's the problem?
That's been the whole thing about dollar stores. It's enabled people who are not benefiting so much from the stock market rise that we've had and continue to have to manage their budgets to be able to go to the dollar store. I mean, that's why the big department stores are going out of business and dollar stores up till now have been thriving. So there's an argument to be made that the people that are going to be hurt most by these tariffs are not the people who buy expensive stuff or even very expensive cars, but people who need lower priced consumer goods to just stretch their small paychecks.
All right, let's get to some viewer questions. First one, I heard people suggest I should buy toys for my children for the holidays now. Is that a good idea?
Well, there's one out of left field. Yes, I happen to think that's a good idea. I think the toy makers, the American toy makers, import so much stuff from abroad, whether it's China or Asian countries. They've said clearly, even if we tried to make these things in America and bring the jobs back, we can never do it at these prices. So I think you're going to see higher prices, and I think if you want to, I don't want to get into this, how many dolls does a kid need, but my granddaughters are now past the doll stage, thankfully. But I would think this would be a good time to stash the Christmas presents. Yep, I'd do it.
All right, with all the ups and downs, should I keep my 401k money in the stock market or switch to cash?
Oh, that's a two-part question. Let me just talk about the stock market for a minute. We are back. At one point, a week after the Liberation Day, the stock market was down, the Standard & Poor, the big market, was down 20%. It is now up 1%. And as we've come back, if I had told you, and I came running in to be on set because the markets were crashing, if I had told you you'd have a chance to get even, would you have said, yes, if I could only get even, I'll get out? Now, look, as I've said right along, you're young, you're working, you keep putting that money in. Nobody ever got rich betting against America. But for people out there who are saying, I'm retired or I'm retiring, this is a chance to make some adjustments. Now, this question is a trick question. I'll tell you why. The odds of having a money market fund in your 401k plan are about 0. Those plans are designed with investments for younger people who are growing their money. You may find a short-term bond fund. And if you're close to retirement, yes, at this point, you might want to move your money to something more conservative. But here's a message. If you're retired and you left it in the 401k plan, this is the time to do a rollover to Schwab or Vanguard or Fidelity. You can do this. Go to terrysavage.com and put the words rollover now and search the columns, instructions on how to do that. There you can say, you know, I'm old. I don't want to go through this again. It's volatile. It's scary. I want to sleep. I'll put 20% in the money market fund. But you won't find that option in your 401k.
All right.
Sorry for the long lecture.
No.
This person says, if I sell some stock, how much taxes will I have to pay?
Oh, well, this is a very interesting question. Inside your 401k, if you move out of stocks into something more conservative, there's no tax. Eventually, when you take the money out, when you're older, it'll all be taxed as ordinary income. But if you've held stocks in your own name outside of a retirement account for more than a year, you have the lower capital gains tax rate, which could be very low if you're in a low income bracket, 10% or so. So check with your accountant about that.
All
All
right.
right, but pulling money out of your 401k before you're retired, what's the penalty on
Well,
that?
you can pull your money. Well, your company will probably not let you take money out of your 401k, except for a hardship. Or you can take a loan. And a loan, when you take it out,
I see.
you don't pay taxes, but you're obligated to pay it back. Or when you retire, you're going to have to pay all the taxes. So you don't want to take money out of your 401k. When you roll it over to an IRA, after you're 59 and a half, you can take money out without penalty, but you will pay ordinary income taxes on top of every other income you
Gotcha.
have
All
that
right,
year.
last question. Is now a good time to sell my gold coins and jewelry?
There's another trick question. Gold is up. Gold's around $3,200 an ounce. But do not think you can go put your bracelets and your necklaces on a scale and get $3,200 an ounce, because that's probably 14 karat or maybe 18 karat gold. 14 karat gold is about 60% of the weight of gold. I want to just warn you, get 2 or 3 estimates. We're talking not about the jewelry value. This was a work of great art or something like
Yeah.
that, but just the gold value. Go to reputable people. Don't send it in an envelope in the mail, no matter what those commercials say.
Yeah.
Go in and get 1 or 2 estimates. $3,200 an ounce. If the world goes into turmoil, gold prices could go higher. So again, do you want to leave it to your granddaughter, or do you need the cash now?
All right, always good stuff. Terry, if you want to ask her a question, go to terrysavage.com. Thanks a bunch.
Thanks, Terry. Time for On Top.